Hi, fifth graders. Today we're going to practice solving equations. Yesterday we wrote the equation. Today we're going to solve for the variable. We're going to figure out what the variable is by using adding and subtracting. Let's practice. So I have n plus 3 equals 10. Now, a lot of you might be tempted to do this in your head, and that's okay, but I want to explain to you how to do it with algebra so that as the problems get a little bit trickier and you can't do them in your head, you'll still be a-okay and you'll still know how to do it, okay? Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get the variable on one side and the answer on the other side of the equal sign, okay? All right, so I have my variable plus 3 is on one side of my equal sign. So I want just the variable, so I'm going to try and get rid of the plus 3. How do I get rid of plus 3? I subtract 3, because 3 minus 3 equals 0, nothing. Okay, so I'm going to subtract 3 from one side. If I subtract 3 from one side, I have to subtract 3 from the other side. They have to be equal. They have to be balanced. Okay, so if I'm getting rid of 3, I'm subtracting 3 from one side. I have to subtract 3 from the other side. So I have n equals 10 minus 3, which is, of course, 7. Now, if that was a little bit confusing to you, if you're not sure what to do, you have n plus 3 equals 10. You need to think, do I want my answer to be bigger or smaller than my biggest number? Here, my biggest number is 10. Am I looking for a number that's bigger than 10 or smaller than 10? Well, if it was bigger than 10 and I add 3, I can't get 10. It doesn't make sense. So I have to look for a number that's smaller. If I'm looking for a number that's smaller, I need to subtract. Okay? Now let's do a story problem. Claire has some cookies. She grabs 2 more. Now she has 3 cookies. How many did she start with? First of all, let's write the equation like we did yesterday. Okay, Claire has some cookies. So I'm going to write C for cookies because she starts off with some. She grabs 2 more. So am I adding or subtracting? Adding. Because more means to add. Now she has 3. So at the end of my story, she has 3. Whoops. C plus 2 equals 3. Forgot my 2. Silly. Okay, C plus 2 equals 3. Can we solve for this variable? Yes. Okay, now algebraically, the C is with a plus 2, so I need to subtract 2 on this side. So I need to subtract 2 on this side. So C equals, plus 2 minus 2 is nothing. We don't care about it. 3 minus 2 is, the answer is, let's ask Claire. What'd you say? 1 cookie? That's right, 1 cookie. So up here, your answer is 1, because 3 minus 2 is 1. Okay, you could also, if you're a little bit confused about whether you should add or subtract, think to yourself, should my answer be a bigger number or a smaller number? If you get confused and you accidentally put 5, then 5 plus 2, that doesn't equal 3. Check your work by putting in your solution. Is 1 plus 2 equal 3? Yes. Okay, we want a smaller answer, so we subtract it. Please write this example down in your math journal. You might see it again tomorrow. All right, so I have 11 plus 7 plus n equals 24. That's a lot of numbers, right? It's hard to do in our heads. So let's take it one number at a time. Let's get rid of one number at a time, okay? All right, I'm going to get rid of the 11 first because the 7 plus n is in parentheses. I'm going to keep that together for a minute, and I'm going to get rid of the 11. So I've got 11 on this side. To get rid of 11, I'm subtracting 11. If I subtract 11 from one side, I need to subtract 11 from the other side. That's right. So I'm getting rid of my 11 here. So then 24 minus 11 should give me 13. Okay, see how I have 13 right here? Now, the other thing that's with the n, my variable, is a 7. So to get rid of my plus 7, I have to subtract 7 because the opposite of adding is subtracting. That's how we undo that. Okay, if I subtract 7 from this side, I need to subtract 7 from my other side, my 13. 13 minus 7 equals 6. Okay? All right, fifth graders, is this example in your math journal? It should be. Let's do one last story problem together. Please write this down. So in your math journal today, you just need 2 examples. It'll help you out tomorrow. Promise. All right. And Mrs. Oplin baked some cookies. Then her kids ate 5 of the cookies. Then she made 8 more. Now she has 23 cookies. How many did she start with? Let's write an equation. All right. How many cookies did I start with? Who knows? It's a variable, right? C. I'm going to put down that for cookies. Then her kids ate 5. So am I adding 5 or am I subtracting 5? Subtracting 5, that's right. They ate them, there's 5 less. That means I subtract. Then I got 8 more cookies. So if I got 8 more, I need to add. That's right. Now at the end, how many do I have? 23. Okay, this is another one of those problems that seems confusing, but if we go one number at a time, we'll be okay. Write this with me, okay? All right, so let's get rid of our 5 first, okay? So if I'm subtracting 5, to undo that, I need to add 5. So if I add 5 to this side over here to get rid of my 5, minus 5, then I need to add 5 to this side over here to make it equal, to make it balanced. So I have, once I get rid of the 5, I have C plus 8 equals 23 plus 5 is 28. Now, if you're unsure, look at the problem and think about it. Do I want a number that's bigger than 28 or smaller than 28? I want a number that's smaller because something plus 8 equals 28. My number needs to be smaller, so I'm going to subtract. I have a plus 8 over here. I need to subtract 8 to get rid of that. So if I subtract 8 on this side, I need to subtract 8 on this side. So C equals 28 minus 8 is 20. Do you have these 2 problems in your math journals? If you do, it's time to enjoy a cookie. All right, I'll see you in class tomorrow.